What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by the man, Jay Rougned Lonzo. How are we doing, Jalen?
I'm sporting a new nickname. I feel pretty good. We got a new second baseman. So.
Yeah, love to see it. For now, before we do get into Rougned Odor, everyone be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you do know when we go live before and after every Yankees game this season. But today, I want to talk about Rougned Odor. Kind of like a confusing acquisition when it first happened. The Yankees acquired him from the Rangers in exchange for two prospects. Kind of a head-scratching deal when it first happened, just because a lot of people were like, what's the need for another like left-handed power hitter who's like out of his prime and can't get on base? Like, a lot of people didn't understand it. They're like, oh, you have a copycat of Derek Dietrich and you're not calling him up. But listen, Rougned Odor made his Yankees debut Sunday afternoon, and given he only got one hit, that one hit proved to be the Yankees' biggest hit of the entire series, to be completely honest with you. I mean, the Yankees offense was in a complete slumber. Like, I haven't seen the Yankees offense like this bad probably since like 2020. Remember that really bad streak that they went through and like half the team was injured? But like,
It was a little different because we had a lot more injuries. Like right now,
exactly.
our main guys are not even coming through.
Exactly. But I mean, that one hit by Rougned Odor just changed the entire course of like the way we viewed the Yankees going into this Toronto series. So listen, I don't know if like we're getting too high on Rougned Odor just because of that one hit, but like I can't see him being any worse than the options that they currently had in Bruce and Wade, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we all said like once he was acquired, if this means the end of Tyler Wade, then we were all for it. We all kind of wanted to see Derek Dietrich get a chance. I think that this is one of those analytical team moves that the Yankees do. Like they might have scouted Odor in the Odor.
No, it's so hard to say sometimes. It's so hard.
Odor in the past and seen something that they liked, kind of like what they did with Gio Urshela, obviously Didi, Luke Voigt. The list goes on. So even a guy like Aaron Hicks, where we haven't seen it fully come about, but we've seen a lot of improvement in his game from when he became a Yankee. And Odor is a guy who has shown in the past that he had the potential to be a star. Like when he was 22, 23 years old, when he broke in with the Rangers, people thought he was going to be like in the conversation for best second baseman in baseball.
Yeah.
He was in that conversation for a while. He still has that power, and he's still pretty young. I believe he's only 27 years old, and I think he does have another year of control after this one. So I think it's just they were taking a flyer. I think he's younger. He's shown more in the major leagues in the short time than Derek Dietrich has. I know Dietrich is a guy who we commend him for getting on base. He plays a lot more positions than Odor. And I think the Yankees value that. I think that's why they brought him in the first place. But he didn't perform pretty much all spring. So I think this is just more of trying to see if getting Odor in a new environment can kind of revitalize him. And I think it did a little bit. Like I think getting DFA'd humbled him, and I think he's coming into the Yankees, obviously the storied franchise. We talk all this mess about the Yankees, but it still means something for guys to put on the pinstripe. So when a guy like Odor, who has been through some trials and tribulations in his career, comes to the Yankees and is under the guidance of guys like Gio and DJ, you saw him talking in the dugout to DJ today.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure he values that. So he seems pretty excited to be here, to be a Yankee. And he put up, even though he was, I think, 1 for 4 or 1 for 5, he put up some good bats today.
No, yeah. And that's the thing. It's like I just thought it was so ironic. Like looking up and down the Yankees lineup, the last guy you would expect to come up with like the clutch hit is like Mr. Rougned Odor, who had like a 200 on base percentage last season.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you said, I guess the Yankees probably see something in him. They see him as kind of like a rebuild project. Because at one point he did have the intense potential to be like one of the top second basemen in the league. Kind of fell off after that. But listen, if the Yankees could build him into like one of their Luke Voigt, Gio Urshela type projects, that would be like a best case scenario. But we also have to remember like the Yankees have tried this with other guys as well, and it just didn't work out. So like you could even mention like a Jordy Mercer or like a Chris Carter, Kendrys Morales, and those didn't end up working out. So Odor could go one of two ways. But based on his first game, there's flashes of potential, I guess, because he had decent at bats for the most part, and also I think the key for Odor is his swagger. Like I know, like that's not something that's like analytical, but it's like it's something that I value. Like he provides something to this team that like they're kind of missing right now, and like that's just fun. Like some people might hate it, but like I kind of like when he's like bat flipping like ground balls. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it just provides the team with like much needed energy, especially when they're in such a lull right now and they can't seem to get anything going. Maybe Odor could be a spark plug. I don't know. Like anything could help at this point.
You even saw it today when he got that hit. He was really amped up, animated on the bases. Like I feel like if, for instance, if DJ would have gotten that hit, DJ would have done his little clap,
Yeah.
and maybe they don't get those extra 3 runs after that. But I think he got the team excited, got the bench excited, and guys wanted to come through. That energy is contagious, and we talked about it with a guy like Derek Dietrich, who is another guy who brings that energy, and that's why we were so excited to have someone like that in the fold, just because we don't have many guys who wear their hearts on their sleeves. I don't know if any viewers, or if you have seen Clint Frazier's new. He was like on a podcast with Marcus Stroman's friend. I think his name is Mike. He used to be a baseball player. He's like a rapper now. But it was like an hour and a half long conversation. And Clint Frazier talked about when he showed up to the Yankees, he was this like high energy guy, wore his heart on his sleeve, played with so much emotion. Obviously had like the scruffy red beard and the long hair. And then he got to the Yankees, and now he's just kind of more of like a reserved guy. He even talked about it when Stanton hit his grand slam in the playoffs last year. He was like, I'm usually kind of a guy that doesn't really get too crazy or too hyped. That was probably like the one moment that I was really excited. That fact that like it almost seems like the Yankees suck energy out of some players who have high energy. I think the one person who maybe survived that, we could say, is like Nick Swisher. He didn't really matter. But I'm excited. I hope Odor does bring that high energy again. And I think that is the thing that he probably does have on a guy like Dietrich, or like I know you mentioned some of the failed like reclamation projects. But the thing Odor, I'll get it right, does have on his side is he has his youth. So he's still young. He's hungry. He has a chip on his shoulder. He probably feels like the Rangers gave up on him. So I'm excited to see what we can get for him.
Let me ask you a question. The date is July 1st, 2021. Is Rougned Odor on the Yankees major league roster?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? You think he remains throughout the season?
Yeah, I think Voit will come back and he'll be our starting first. I don't think he'll start. I think Odor is going to prove over the next series or so. I don't remember who we play. I think we play the Braves or somebody. I forget who we play after.
It's after Toronto, it's Tampa again, and then Atlanta.
Okay, yeah. I think over the next couple series, he's going to prove that he should start over Jay Bruce, which is not really too much of a fierce competition. No, I know we were all kind of like on the Jay Bruce train, but that went off the rails quickly. But I think all he needs to do is prove that he can start over Jay Bruce, because you can simply slot DJ over to first. And I also think they're going to experiment a little bit with starting Gio at short, DJ at third. I think they're going to move guys around and try to figure it out until Voit comes back. And when Voit comes back, I think you'll see Voit, DJ, Glaber, and Gio. And I think you'll see Odor in the spot that Wade was in to start off the year. And Voit will just come in place of Bruce. I think
would agree.
He's so much more valuable than a guy like Tyler Wade.
I would agree. I mean, just because like the presence he provides with his bat as well, like you want some pop off that bench, and I think Rougned Odor kind of provides that. But
especially if Jay Bruce is not going to be on the roster, because you're bringing back Luke Voit, so Jay Bruce is kind of a wash. You don't really, especially if he's not productive. You bring a guy like Odor in there, and he basically gives you that pop that you're looking for. It's not corner outfield guy, but it's the same pop. He's been a 30+ home run guy in the majors before.
He provides the pop and the swagger. You got that. But that is going to wrap things up for us today. Shout out to Rougned Odor, first Yankee game. Listen, bro, clutch hitting. Love to see it. Hopefully he can keep it up. I guess we'll see. But that is going to wrap things up for us today. Everyone be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Like I said, we're going live before and after every Yankees game this season.
If you bought a Didi Gregorius jersey, you now have a
That's true.
Jersey. That's now. You don't have to throw it away.
That's true. I mean, unless it had a name on the back, then it's but it is what it is. Not chat. Yeah, if you're in the chat, shout out to you. But we'll see you guys next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace.